All right, we're here at the Spokane Ag Show in Spokane, Washington. Speaking with my buddy here, Brian Jeske. How you doing, Brian?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah. And where are you from?
I'm from Spangle, Washington, just about 20 miles south of Spokane.
Okay. Is that where you're from originally?
Yes, sir. That's where the family farm is, and that's where I've lived my whole life.
You grew up on a farm?
Yep.
What kind?
Wheat farm, dryland wheat.
Okay. That's pretty much this area, right?
Yeah, that's the basics. I mean, that's probably 80% of the crop that's planted in this part of the world.
Now you're, what, you call yourself an agronomist?
Yeah. So I'm a field agronomist for Wilbur Ellis Company. Been with them 19 years.
19 years and they haven't let you go?
I know, it's a shocker. I mean,
they might after this interview.
It is possible. I mean, they might have to give me a 20-year watch, and that'd be scary. But anyways, been with them for 20 years.
Was that basically your first job?
No, so our family farm was one of the smaller operations. So like most smaller operations, they get absorbed by bigger. So we still own the land today.
Okay.
But it's leased out. There wasn't really an opportunity there, so I went to college, did work for farmers and different things, just kind of trying to find my niche. And I guess you could say, Wilbur Ellis was my first full grown-up job.
The agronomy side, is that what you went to study and all that?
Yeah. So I just went to community college and then did their agribusiness degree with, they basically, in a nutshell, you get your agronomy, basic business, soil health, and stuff like that. So that's what we went to school for. Not necessarily thought I'd be selling fertilizer and chemical to growers, but here we are.
Met you 5 years ago when we were here in Spokane, and I've known you since. I always, honestly, when you talked about your wife and family, I always thought maybe you were lying and just like sending pictures of somebody, like superimposing them. I met her today. I'll be damned.
Every now and then a guy's got to strike lucky once in a while.
So let's jump way ahead.
Yeah.
Right, you got into a new crop, what did you get into?
Rob, it's still kind of unbelievable when I think about it at times, but with the agronomy, most of my business is dryland wheat with peas, lentils, garbanzo beans, and an occasional Kentucky bluegrass field. So pretty standard for the Pacific
Washington farmer. Yeah.
And about a year and a half ago, got a lead from a fellow colleague that has since retired from Wilbur Ellis and asked me what I knew about coffee and what could I bring to the table. And I'll be honest with you,
Starbucks.
Honestly, I thought it was kind of fake at first or unbelievable. But I've transitioned from not only a wheat agronomist, but I guess technically you could say I'm a coffee agronomist now. Still in the learning phases tremendously. Don't claim to know it all, but definitely drinking from a fire hose is gathering information.
So you're growing coffee in Washington?
No, that's the other kicker to all this. So when this all got brought up to me, it is in the state of Hawaii, on the little island, Kauai.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got a bunch of them, don't they?
There's a lot of micro farms and everything, but this particular coffee farm is the United States' biggest coffee farm production.
How big is that?
About 3,200 acres.
Oh, good night. Of coffee plants?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to show my ignorance here. They're a bush, right?
Yeah, very similar to like a tree or a shrub.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I had to Google it before I flew over there.
I don't feel so bad now.
Just so I kind of had like an idea what I was going to look at, and totally unbelievable operation over there. They are very, very interesting. The microclimates that they have there. It's all ran off of a drip tape irrigation system.
The 3,200 bushel, or is that hand harvested?
So it's all mechanical harvested.
Oh.
And this is kind of an ironic part. The harvesters that they use to pick the coffee beans off the shrubs are actual older wine grape harvesters. So if you've ever seen a wine grape harvester, it kind of basically looks like an upside down U, and then the harvester goes over the top of the row of the coffee plants and has little fingers, and they knock off the berries, and the berries fall into a tray and then into what we would consider a bulk tank or a grain tank on a combine.
Okay. And you've seen this working?
Yes, I was very fortunate. My first trip down there was more of an introductory discovery process and probably what I would say like a hypothetical business plan.
Yeah.
You know?
The farm, they needed what, like fertilizer, pesticide,
Yeah, so
all
they
that
needed
stuff?
everything that basically we would raise even in wheat country or corn country or anything like that. So yeah, they do plant protection, fertility, nutrients, fungicide sprays, insecticides.
Is it the same stuff we use?
I'd say it's more familiar with the same products as like tree fruit, apples, oranges, cherries, that kind of stuff.
Hawaii's a little goofy though, aren't they? About like
so
restrictions.
that was a huge eye opener for me.
Yeah.
Like Hawaii is very very strict with the rules and preserving the heritage and the native ground of Hawaii. So a lot of label reading, a lot of learning of like what you can do and you can't do.
You can actually read labels. I learned that a while back.
They're there for a reason, I found out.
So they use the same products, but I mean, it's Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get it over there?
So when we first went down this rabbit hole of figuring out how to supply the coffee farm with plant protection products and fertility and everything, that was interesting. So I called up our distribution centers and talked to Wilbur Ellis internally and basically said, hey, I'm trying to move product from Eastern Washington to the state of Hawaii. And initially they do everything that anybody else would be like, huh? What are you doing?
They probably thought you were trying to con them into a vacation or something.
I've been accused of that several times already through this process. But what we found out is that from Eastern Washington, we take it to the Port of Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
And then have them put it in a shipping container and then send it over on the boat.
Okay.
So we can have stuff by the time it leaves on a truck to Portland and then it lands at the state of Hawaii, we can have it there roughly in 14 days.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
And so that was like, once we figured all that out and who to call and what freight companies to use, things really started happening really quick then.
Yeah.
Started moving it in the right direction.
How often do you go over?
Right now I'm on a 2-trip per calendar year rotation.
So is there anything you've learned? I know we were talking the other night about ants.
Yeah, so like with any living plant or, when you're raising stuff, there's always pests that you maybe not be familiar with. Like obviously they called me here a month and a half ago, needed ant bait. They wanted to put ant bait around the tree trunks of the shrubs because the ants crawl up the tree trunk, get on the leaves, and then they disrupt the chlorophyll in the leaves.
Little buggers.
And then they'll abort the pods so that they can't fill with a coffee bean.
Are you enjoying this? Because this is completely new.
So I was explaining to someone the other day that it gave me a new spark because obviously when you've done the same thing repeated year in and year out, nothing really ever mind-shattering happens or new crops to a different area or this, and so it definitely gave me a new spark and a new interest. And I'll be honest with you, I've enjoyed the challenge of figuring things out and then kind of enjoy the logistics part of it, of like getting it over there and proving that it can be done and be successful at it and profitable too. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we want to provide a service for them in Hawaii, but we also have to make sure that it's financially smart for us to be doing this.
Do you foresee in the future that you'll be a coffee Hawaii guy? Or?
I would love the opportunity if it presented itself, but I have told some people at Wilbur Ellis that, let's make sure we walk before we run. Let's get this streamlined so it is just snap of your fingers. We are moving product over there, clean slate, no accidents, everybody's happy, get good reviews, and then hopefully by word of mouth, we can maybe move on to some of the smaller coffee farms on the bigger islands on Hawaii.
Well, it's been fun to get to know you over the last few years.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool that you've had this opportunity to do something different. It kind of resets a battery sometimes.
It does. It's fun. It's exciting. It's uncharted waters for a lot of people. Even the people that work behind the scenes at Wilbur Ellis, like getting them on board and kind of walking them through the process, because I mean, we're a team at Wilbur Ellis. It's just not me, and so the team that's working with me is very important for making all this flow.
Yeah, you should be getting back to work at your booth, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I should probably go and tend to some growers and
I would think
shake some
Wilbur
hands.
Ellis would be okay with you taking time to do this spot.
Yeah, I think they're going to be okay. I really do.
Well, Brian, I want to thank you for
thank you
taking
again,
some
Rob.
time.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with the coffee.
I will.
Thanks for spending some time with us here on Shark Farmer TV. For more stories about people in agriculture, catch my shows on Rural Radio Channel 147 Sirius XM. There's more in-depth discussions on my podcast, and of course, you can check out previous episodes of this show on my YouTube channel. Find out more at sharkfarmer.com.